Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in a village near the forest. Whenever she went out, the little girl wore a red riding cloak. So everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, Little Red Riding Hood asked her mother.
Mother, may I go visit Grandma?
So she packed a nice basket for Little Red Riding Hood to take to her grandmother. When the basket was ready, the little girl put on her red cloak and kissed to her mother.
Goodbye.
Remember, go straight to Grandma's house and don't talk to strangers.
But when Little Red Riding Hood noticed some lovely flowers in the woods, she forgot her promise to her mother.
Oh, what a beautiful flowers. I will pick some from my grandmother. Such a beautiful day.
Suddenly, a wolf appeared beside her.
What are you doing here, little girl?
I am on the way to my grandma's house.
Little Red Riding Hood rushed to her grandmother's house. The wolf, in the meantime, took a shortcut, arrived at Grandma's house, and knocked lightly at the door.
Thank goodness, my dear. Come in, come in.
The wolf let him in. Poor Granny did not have time to say another word before the wolf gobbled her up.
Oh, I am feeling sleepy. I will put a nightgown and I will wait for that little girl.
A few minutes later, Red Riding Hood knocked on the door. The wolf jumped into bed and pulled the covers over his nose.
Grandma, your voice is so odd.
Oh, I have a cold.
But Grandma, what big ears you have.
The better to hear you with, my dear.
But Grandma, what big eyes you have.
The better to see you with, my dear.
But Grandma, what big teeth you have.
The better to eat you with, my dear.
The wolf roared and jumped out the bed and began to chase the little girl. She ran across the room and through the door, shouting.
Help! Help! Somebody help, please!
A woodsman who was chopping logs nearby heard her cry and ran towards the cottage as fast as he could. He grabbed the wolf and made him spit out the poor grandmother.
Oh, Grandma, I was so scared. I will never speak to strangers.
You have learned an important lesson. Thank you. You shouted loud enough for this kind woodman to hear you.
The woodman knocked out the wolf and carried him deep into the forest, where he wouldn't bother people any longer. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother had a nice lunch and a long chat.